Hello, my name is Emily Peters. I am a midfielder on the women's lacrosse team, and I am from Potomac, Maryland.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us on this episode.
Of course.
So you came back. You're currently a graduate student, correct?
I am.
So first of all, what drew your interest to Marymount, and then what made you decide to stick around?
Well, I originally came to Marymount because of the team and how much of a family it felt like. Definitely, Coach Kate really brought me into this team that I never really had that family feel in high school. And when I got here, I definitely felt that within the team. And it's super close to home. So those Sunday nights, I go home and get a nice cooked steak from my father. So I like being really close to home in instances like that.
So you're studying business, correct, for your
Yes.
graduate degree?
Mm-hmm.
What is your goal for post-college career?
So I got my undergrad in communications, and I came back for my MBA. And my longtime goal that I've had since I was younger was to start my own organization and get kids whom have disabilities like autism and Down syndrome and get them into sports. So I'd love to do that when I'm older, live on a farm and just open up and do it all on just a huge pile of land. So that's what my longtime goal is.
Do you remember when that first became your goal, when you realized that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, so I grew up with an aunt who had Down syndrome, and I think it really drew me in to just be around her all the time and just kind of, she was in part of like Best Buddies and Special Olympics and all of that. So growing up around those organizations really drew me into just getting kids like her into sports. So I definitely think that dream started when I was before I could even remember.
And so, like you said, getting a piece of land, do you have any of the specifics mapped out in your head, or?
I've always wanted to go to Laguna Beach, California. So I know it's the complete opposite on where I live, but I'm thinking somewhere warm. I do love my 4 seasons that we have here, but I think definitely somewhere warm where they can be outside.
All right. Now, getting into your lacrosse career a little bit, obviously missing out on the COVID-19 year gives you an extra year of eligibility.
Yep.
How much did that play a factor in you coming back for a 5th season?
So I didn't fully know if I wanted to come back until my senior year, even though I knew I had not 1, just 2 years. So I definitely feel like I just missed an entire year, and I knew how important lacrosse is to me. And after the year I had last year, I think I knew exactly when it was January 1st last year that I was going to play another year and to be with this team again and coach.
So how have you seen the team grow over the last, 5 years?
Yep. So we were a completely different team. My freshman year, I, looked up to all of the girls, especially that senior class when I was a freshman. And I think one thing our team has been able to continue all those 5 years that I've been here is they all care so much. And not wanting to bring up a loss that we had yesterday, but we never gave up. And that's just one thing that I love the most about this team. And the one thing that we have grown so much into is a huge family. And to go back to last year again, I think, when something happens in people's lives, like it just grows people more together. And I think last year was like my biggest year that I really realized that this family is everything I wanted. And that's one thing that we've really grown into as a family.
And so, how have you seen yourself grow as well over the last few years?
Yeah, so freshman year, wow. I can't even recognize myself. I think I've just matured into someone that I've always wanted to be. And I've been able to have so many role models in my life, especially Coach Kate being here with me. And I've just been able to grow into that person that I knew I could be. I just never knew when I was going to get there. So I've been able to mature physically and mentally, and I can thank my teammates and my coaches and my family for that.
So I'm going to read off a few facts and statistics now, and I'm going to ask which one you are most proud of.
Okay.
So you started every game you've ever played in, and you've only missed 2 games in your career.
Mm-hmm.
You are 8th in all-time goals for Marymount University. You're also 8th in all-time caused turnovers. You're 3rd in draw control, sitting at 199, one away from that 200 mark.
Trying.
But fortunately, you did break that 100 mark for ground balls.
I did.
Just yesterday. So which one of those would you say are you the most proud of?
I want to say caused turnovers. I think that, this year we have a lot of new girls that are stepping up to be that role of scorers. And I would say last year I was definitely one of those that liked to score and would drive all the time. But I think getting that caused turnover just shows how much I want to get that ball back and I want to get it to our attacking end so they have the opportunity to score. So it's just, I feel like I'm one step before that goal mark. But I would definitely say cause turnovers because if we have the ball, they don't, and we score. So I would definitely say that.
So would you consider yourself more of an offensive player or a defensive player?
I would say defensive player this year as opposed to last year where I was an offensive player, a big threat.
And what about the years prior?
I would say junior year, I was an offensive player, whereas my freshman and sophomore year, I was definitely more of a defensive player because we had those roles filled on offense. We had my freshman year, the senior class were lights out on the offensive end. And sophomore year, it was COVID. So we really only played 7 games. So we didn't really get to kind of see who fit into those roles. But I was a straight defender in high school. So coming in my freshman and sophomore year, I had all the fundamentals on the defensive end. But, got thrown into midfield my freshman year. So I would say my freshman and sophomore year, I was definitely defensive. My junior year and senior year were attack, and this year's defensive too.
So I noticed on your arm, it says live like live.
Mm-hmm.
Could you go into that a little bit?
Yes. So last December, the day before Christmas Eve, my cousin passed away in a car accident. She was a huge part of my family. She was my mentor. I looked up to her in every aspect of life, as did everyone around her. And we have a bracelet that is Live Like Live. I also have it tattooed on my body. And I write it Live Like Live, and I write SP26 on my arm every single game. Liv was an adventurer. She loved to help little kids. She was in occupational therapy. And, that's just something that I've kind of draws me into my long dream that I want to accomplish as well. And then the SP is for my aunt who had Down syndrome. So her birthday is April 26, which is also why I wear 26 for my jersey number. But Riley Love writes this on my body every single game. So I like to keep it in memory of her.
And how did the team sort of come together through that?
Yeah. So it was a really hard winter break last year, and I didn't tell anyone other than my 4 roommates. So coming back, I think it was the first day I had to tell the entire team. My coach knew, but telling the entire team was really hard. I did take some time off to spend time with my family when I got back in January. But like I said before, this team is a family, and I've never had that before amongst an athletics team. So they were just there for me whenever I needed it. I was really in a dark place, and I was able to just be with friends and be with family at all times that I needed it. And at any beck and call, they were there for me, and I can't thank them enough for that.
Was there any point where you thought about taking a break or stepping away from lacrosse?
Yes, I definitely did. I would say I did not want to come back for the spring semester. But to this day, I will always say that semester in the spring, lacrosse saved my life. So I'm forever grateful for the sport.
Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So I knew that just being with my family and kind of just being sad all the time just wasn't what Olivia Liv would want us to do. She would want us to live our lives like her, hence our saying. So, I came back to school and I came back to lacrosse, and I knew my team wanted me there and they needed me there. And I think if I stayed at home, I just think things would went way differently. I don't think I would be in this program today. I don't think I would have taken my 5th year. So I'm really glad I came back.
And you were actually recognized by the Atlantic East Conference. What was that like?
That was a different feeling. I remember just seeing that on the Instagram and reading the article. It just was like, actually, my wingman from freshman year had called me. She was a senior when I was a freshman, and she just goes, "Congratulations." And I was like, "For what?" So I think I was so taken back, and that I never knew that it was really recognized amongst like the entire conference. So just hearing that, I owe it all to my cousin. I mean, I wouldn't be the same person I was without her constantly being up there and shining down on me.
So what's something you're looking forward to for this season?
Ooh, well, we go to Florida on Monday, so I'm really looking forward to that. But, I just want to leave a mark on these girls. I love to help them out in any aspect, lacrosse, school, life, anything. And I think one thing that I'm really looking forward to is just helping these girls grow into the players that Coach Kate and all of our coaches and I know that they can be. And I think that's just really formed good relationships that I've had amongst all the girls on our team. And I'm just really looking forward to see the players that I know they can be.
Have you ever considered a career in coaching?
So Coach Kate would kill me if I said no. So I definitely have. I love coaching. I love helping. I love doing it all. I've done a lot of coaching jobs in the past, and I think I definitely would. Whereas next year I have another year to play, but I think I might take the back seat and maybe help voluntarily coaching alongside Coach Kate and our coaching staff, and just be there with the girls.
Is there any player in particular, because currently I'd say the leadership position, obviously it's shared around the team, but as a graduate student is pretty squarely on you as well. Mm-hmm. Is there anyone that you see yourself wanting to hand that mantle off to on the team?
Yes. Arela Garcia, she is a sophomore, and, last year she played a pivotal role in our attacking and our draw controls. She's coming for me and Bridget for those 200 draw controls. I know she's going to get it probably next year, this year, but she's just mentally and physically always there. And she's someone that I've always told her that she's just someone to look up to. Like, she comes every practice wanting to win and play her hardest, every game wanting to win and play her hardest. And she's just someone that I've always talked to about how you can make a mark on this team and how great she is. And I just think she's someone that our freshmen and incoming class and older classes can look up to.
Do you personally have any goals that you hope to accomplish over the next 12 months?
12 months. Yeah. So I will have another year left in the MBA program. So I want to finish that strong. And I'm hoping to maybe save a little money and live with my parents for a little bit and get myself out there and get a job in the sports industry, maybe with journalism or PR or social media, like that.
Are you doing any work currently for any athletic department?
Yes, I work in the communications athletic department right now. I have been working on the record books for every sport. I've done 4. So if you check out women's soccer, men's soccer, women's lacrosse, and working on women's volleyball right now. You can check those out online, but I love doing it. It keeps me always in the office and meeting new people, talking to new people, and learning about all these different sports.
Yeah, I can say personally, getting prepared for this interview, having that record book updated for all the lacrosse records made my homework a lot simpler to do. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us. Mm-hmm. And obviously, it's great to hear from you, and can't wait to see what is on the agenda for women's lacrosse this season.
Yes, thank you so much.